Welcome back to the channel, guys. It's your boy N31LE, and today we got something a little bit different on the side, Suzuki Hayabusa. So like I said, we're making this thing a roll racing monster. So once we're done with everything on here, we're gonna take it for something a little bit special. But in the meantime, we're just doing the little bit of modifications that we've got to do on this thing. So what I'm doing today is engine block off plates. Now, a lot of the parts for this bike come from Alif Performance. So as you can see, I've got their gap box. We've already done the triple tree, all that stuff. So like I said, a lot of these parts are gonna come from Alif Performance, mainly because I got everything all at one time. So we're gonna install these, throw them on the bike. I'm gonna show you everything that I'm doing, and yeah, you guys are gonna learn a lot, right? So engine block off plates, let's get started.
Get out the way, you got a watch, you got the time, I'm racing the clock. Even in my feelings, grind don't stop. Got big dreams, want big rocks. I got plans, I got talk. That is real cheap, but it's really gold house. I'm trying to get these ends.
So in case you haven't seen any of my other videos, of course you want to take your seat off, you want to take your fuel tank off, you want to take your air box off. So I'm going to do a quick rundown on that. I've talked about it in some of my other videos. If you guys want to know in detail, check out some of my other videos, but I'm going to run it through it real quick, just so that in case this is somebody's first time, you know, you're not completely stuck. So here's the fuel tank and the air intake. So essentially what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to take these two bolts out. Take these four out, and they're all hex heads. Come down here. You're going to want to unhook your fuel pump line, and of course unclip your harness here. Okay. Now what that looks like under the fuel tank is this line right here. So again, you're gonna want to squeeze and pull it out.
What did he say?
Okay. The fuel tank line is right here, the electrical line. So you got to push down right here and just pull it out. Super simple. Okay. For the air box, now obviously the air box, God, this thing is a little bit heavy. Obviously the air box is going to be sitting something like this. So you're going to want to unscrew this bolt right here, take that out. You're going to want to come below here, and if I can see it, you're going to want to unscrew the throttle bodies here, and the same thing on the other side. Okay. So you can kind of see it right here. You're going to unscrew those two. Okay. That should free up your throttle bodies. Now, it's going to be a little bit hard if you have never taken your airbox off to get off. So you want to wiggle it back and forth just to get it off. Okay. Another thing you're going to want to do, unclamp this line right here. So just a simple squeeze and pull down. Unclamp this line as well, squeeze, pull down. This little connector is going to be somewhere here. Just going to want to unhook that. You don't have to unplug it if you don't want to. And then there's going to be a line right here as well. I don't know where mine went. It's under there somewhere, but yeah, it's somewhere in there. But it's a pinch and pull down just like the other two. Okay. Let's go ahead and take your airbox off, and that's what it should look like. Obviously yours might not be gold wrapped, but mine is. So put that somewhere. And then what you should get now is complete access to the pair valve. Okay. Now you don't have to unhook any of this stuff. This connector is going to be like somewhere here. All you got to do is just unplug that. You don't have to unplug any of these other things. I think that was right there. I was doing some other work in here, so that's why that stuff is unplugged. But for the pair valve, obviously it's these two things right here. So if I remember correctly, this is a 5mm hex head. So unbolt this, and this. And then at the bottom, you can't really see it too well, but there's a 10mm like nut right here and right here. Okay. So again, I don't know if you can really see it there, but when you look under your bike, you're going to see the 10mm nut right here and right here. So go ahead and take those off as well. So let's get these 6 bolts out, and then we'll talk about it. All right, so it looked a little bit dark, so I grabbed a light for you guys. But like I said, it's a 5mm. I don't know if you can really see that too well, but it's a 5mm hex head bolt or hex head socket, whatever you want to call it. Just go ahead and unscrew that. Now, I don't recommend using power tools in here. I learned that mistake from working on my BMW. I got the bolt out with power tools, and when I went to go put it back in, it spun it a little bit too hard and snapped one of the bolts off in the head. So that was not fun to get out. But learn from your mistakes. Don't do it again. So like I said, I don't recommend using power tools in here. If you want to do that, that's on you. It's your motorcycle. Save yourself time, whatever. So. Okay, so there's those two. Now you want to save the bolts, mainly because you're going to reuse them. So like I said, I don't know if you can see that too well, but the 4 bolts that I showed you guys earlier. Okay, grab those, and then of course the 2 bolts down here. So try not to drop this bolt in here. I'm pretty sure it's pretty small. Not to mention, I don't really exactly know where it's gonna go if it falls, so. Oh, okay, so if you've got this little plate, this little plastic like cover or plate back here, it'll just fall back there, so not a big deal. All right. So now that you got those 2 bolts out, you can go ahead and just remove this entire assembly. Put that to the side. Got so much space now, oh my goodness. All right, so you can go ahead and pop these out. You can get a flathead if you need to. They may be stuck in there just from the age of your bike. Okay, so let's weigh up to see what the amount of weight we just lost. Okay, so we lost 1 pound in just the pair of valves. That's crazy. So, yeah, that's nuts. Okay. Now grab your block off plates. Like I said, I use the Alif. It doesn't really matter which one you guys use. It's all up to you. So I'm gonna get some Loctite. Okay, so they had Loctite on them when they came off, so I'm gonna go ahead and put Loctite back on. Just go ahead and pop that cover over there and just screw it in. Like I said, I don't recommend using power tools, mainly because if you start threading it the wrong way, that power tool is just gonna break it right off, and the last thing you want is a bolt broken off in your head. So like I said, I've experienced it, I didn't like it, and it's not fun to deal with. So Okay, so get that on there. Then pop the other one on. Kind of an awkward angle because of the light, so. Awesome. Okay, so now the only thing that you won't have connected would be this connector, and I'm pretty sure that's it. What you could also do is you can get like an engine breather, like the little thing that they put on, like the little thing that they put on cars, and replace that with this. So like a little engine breather somewhere down there, just like pop it on there. And then you've got to cap off the air box. So if I remember correctly, it's this one. So you've got to put a rubber cap on there. Now the Olive kit doesn't come with one. So, you know, I've got to get one from like AutoZone or something like that. Not a problem. Just like a little rubber cap, put that over there, and just the same little squeeze, I don't know what you would call it, the little squeeze thing that you took off the rubber hose, you can just put that on there on the rubber cap as well. These two, like I said, it's up to you what you want to do with them, but you know, I'm gonna leave them the way they were. So, and that should be the end of that. If you like today's video, hit the like button. Also, subscribe to this channel. That way, whenever I drop any new content, you'll be the first to know. If you have any comments, drop them down below. Remember, I'm here for you guys. So anything you want to see, let me know and I'll make the video for you. Thanks for tuning in.